everyone, it's Julia, and thank you so much for joining me today. I am back with another design that I'm working on. It's going to be an applique, some free motion involved in it. I have a couple of fabrics that I want to use. I have this adorable little, I don't have much of it, but it has little printed dresses on it hanging on a clothesline. I think it's just adorable, and I know I want to use a little bit of this. They're in sections of 5 little dresses or little units. I'm going to use 5 little dresses, and I want to put it on a clothesline between 2 trees. For the trees, I'm going to be using a Sizzix Biggs die cut, and it's called Tree and Heart. And this was a little design that I had gotten off of a greeting card that my daughter had sent me. And it's just a little mom and daughter stick figure. So I'm going to put that on the design somewhere. I'm working on a piece of Ossenberg cloth. And if you're not familiar with this cloth, it has a rustic look to it, similar to burlap, only it's not as coarse as burlap, but it is quite coarse. Linen look, possibly, I would say. It has flecks in it, and I love the color. And it's really fun to work on. So that's what I'm going to be working on. And this is an 8x10 piece. I'm going to be laying out my pieces. I have already picked out a couple pieces that I want for the trees. A green and a brown. I have put Heat and Bond light on the back of my pieces. And I'll be running this through the die cut. And be fussy cutting these out, and then I'm going to come back and I'll lay this on my piece. I'm starting to lay out my little pieces, and I'm going to put the little mom and daughter right here on the piece. I'm deciding I want to give the little one some yellow hair and the mom some brown hair, so I grabbed a couple more scraps of fabric. I'm going to set this aside for just a second. When I do this, I'm flipping it over, and I'm going to trace that section that I want on my Heat and Bond. I want to flip it over so that it's the right direction when I'm laying this out. I decided to add little faces to these also, and this is just like a natural colored muslin that I'm using. I'll be adding some color to this later, but I'm going to iron this into place. I'm removing the backing on this Heat and Bond. I can see that the pieces through my tracing paper here, and I'm just lining them up to get the angle the way I want them and the position right before I iron these pieces down. I'm taking a piece of carbon paper now and laying it underneath, and just going to be tracing the little dress on and the little legs and arms. This is the part that I'll be free motioning on at my sewing machine. I'm just kind of drawing the little, with the thread, just drawing the little design on with the thread. I'm going to be adding some color to the dress, to the little dresses with my Neocolor 2s or possibly my Inktense. But for now, I'm just trying to get these little dresses drawn on. Just enough so that I can see what I'm doing at the sewing machine.
my sewing machine now, and I have my piece in this spring tension hoop. This really helps keep it taut. I do not have a stabilizer or anything underneath this, and so I need to have that hoop. It really helps just keep everything nice and smooth. I have brown thread on, and I'm just going over my lines, and I like to go over them 2 or 3 times to give it a sketched on look. I do have my feed dogs dropped, and I have my, you can see I have my free motion foot on. I'm working on the little flowers right now. And working on the little birdie. I give the little birdie really long legs, so that's what I'm working on right now. A lot of the detail will be added with later on with a little pen. So, but I am putting the wing on. One of the things I'm wanting to work on this year is my free motion letters or words. And right now I'm writing the word happy. It helps to have a guideline. So I'm just following this grass line as I'm putting on my word. Very interesting fact is when you start to do this, it's actually your handwriting, which I find very interesting. And you can see the word happy a little bit better here. I decided to use my gelatos to add some paint. Gelatos are like a wax or a pastel. And I just put a little bit of the color on this plastic lid, and I'm picking it up with my water brush. In my water brush, I have a fabric medium instead of water to activate that water-soluble pastel. Adding some pink to the cheeks. The fabric medium helps prevent the color from wicking or bleeding into the fiber. Now I'm not getting into detail with shading on all of these. I'm just adding color to this just to give it a real fun look. Adding the little dresses. Now dresses would have been a fun place to add some lace trim. And using my gel pen to add little eyes and a little mouth on the little girl. I forgot to mention I used my Durant pencil to put that green on the grass line. I'll list that all down below too. Now I am cutting off 3/4 of an inch on all sides of this piece. And adding a glue. This is just an Elmer's glue stick that I'm using. And then I'm going to be spraying the back also with my 505 fabric. This is just a temporary spray adhesive. And now I'm lining it up on this 8x10 piece of watercolor paper. And this is going to be framed. I'm going to be adding a stitch line around it. And this is the end result. I think it's just adorable. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a chance to create today. Bye for now.